Live, preparing a live stream.
Sticks right there.
Interrupting Facebook Live. And there we are. And we're live on this wonderful, momentous occasion of week 88. So, all right. So we are together. So we got Nicole Bendelay and then myself, Bobby Taunton. So Nicole Bendelay, our marketing director and public relations, and then myself, Bobby Taunton, the wine club director here at Becker Vineyards. So yeah, week 88. Who'd have thunk it? I mean, still going on with it. So we're really excited to be together here with y'all today and to share these amazing wines with everybody out there. So once again, we've got three amazing wines to share together. This day, it's a little bit more intimate. Just Nicole and myself. We got a lot of things going on in the holiday seasons right now. But we got a nice, beautiful fire going on behind us here in the Barrel Shea, our wine club area and VIP area here. So we're really excited to do this today with you guys. So the three wines in order that we have will be our 2018 Ruson Reserve from the was it Farmhouse Vineyards, right, Nicole?
That's right. Yeah, up in they say Meta, Texas, instead of, or I'm sorry, as it's spelled, we would say Meadow, but there they said Meta. So be sure when you're traveling there, you say it correctly.
That's right. You could get kicked out of the town or something.
Tarred and feathered.
Right, exactly. Then we'll go on to our 2018 Viognier Reserve, and then we'll ultimately finish up with the 2019 Tempranillo Reserve. So really excited once again to share these with y'all tonight. If you have your glasses tonight, just give it a swirl, sniff, taste, and we are also looking at all the beautiful responses from our virtual tasting family out there and friends. We got Betty enjoying in Lakeway and loving the fireside chat. Glad that we could do that with you guys today. And the Sparks and Anne. So yeah, really excited to have you guys and excited to share these. So
I thought you were talking about Sparks over here. I'm glad. It's,
oh yes.
I'm glad it's Dana Beth Sparks and not Sparks behind us.
That's right. That's right. So, all right. All right. So what you think, Nicole?
This has been one of my favorite wines here at Becker Vineyards. This vintage, it just has a really fun amount of acidity, and I think sometimes acidity, if something is too acidic, it hits you in a bad way. But the same wine, a wine does need some acidity to balance out. Mm-hmm. And so this has been one of my go-to during the summer, where it's just kind of bright, refreshing. And then as far as like just kind of taking some little, I know it sounds funny, but like a little dog sniff so it doesn't overwhelm your olfactory nerves. Kind of pick up some nice cut gardenias. Definitely like a lot of cut flowers with this. Yeah. But then it's also got some nice domestic fruit like pears, apricots. And I believe this has a little bit of oak, like not a lot, just enough to kind of give it a nice mouthfeel. What are some of the flavors you're picking up?
Well, yeah, I totally get like the floral characteristic, the gardenia. Oh, it's just so floral. Some herbal tea characteristics.
Oh yeah,
almost like
I can see that.
Almost like a green tea, like a light matcha. And Lane, we are actually starting off with the 18 Ruson Reserve.
Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Long time no see, or here. I can't see you yet.
Yeah. We see you there, but glad you're on with us tonight.
And Gary Clark.
Mm.
Hey, Gary, there's nothing above my head today, so I don't think I have anything that looks like Carmen Miranda today.
Yeah.
But this is great to see everybody. We appreciate that everybody has been participating and enjoying the wines, and it feels like we get to know people better than in other circumstances. So thank you so much, everybody, for participating.
Makes it a lot more personable.
That's right. That's right.
It's super cool. So kind of behind the scenes of the Becker family and just enjoying life and great wine together. So, but yeah, definitely getting some lemon zest, a little bit of kind of a Meyer lemon characteristic. Getting a little bit of that like vanilla right on the finish. As it warms up, I get a little kind of that bready characteristic as well.
Right, it's like it's a little bit on the subtle side, but just enough to keep it having some fun characteristics, some fun complexity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, we've got Charles on too. Hey, Charles.
Hey, there we go. Very cool. Good to see you on, Charles. So, cheers, Belinda. Great to have you on. And you're welcome, Lane. Always a pleasure. We did chill the two whites. Susan, thanks for asking. Typically, what's the kind of the temperature range that you want to serve white wines at?
Typically, like between 55 and 65. And then some people say, like if you're doing the Viognier, which we have coming up next, maybe doing it at a slightly warmer temperature.
Mm-hmm.
But just never like a really hard chill on the wine.
Mm-hmm.
Although it's sometimes when you're going to whether it's someone's house or maybe even sometimes different restaurants, you'll see a really heavy condensation, and the wine is just the wine just shows very tight. You're not able to really smell it, really able to taste it. So the temperature we've got it, we just pulled it out of one of our wine fridges. So it's not that hard chill, but just enough where it's cold. What we think is the ideal temperature.
Right. And that's what's fun about wine. When you sit down with it and you bring it out of the fridge like a white wine, the more complex notes kind of showcase as it warms up and opens up in the glass. So coming from a tight space in a bottle into an open space, I mean, it's still figuring out what it's doing and how it showcases. So this is fun.
And then, of course, depending where you're at, like if it's 100 degrees outside and you're on your veranda or under your tree, you'll need to have like a chilling bucket. I do remember when we first opened to the public, we had some people from Europe that were from France, and they were just horrified that we were chilling even some of our reds, in a chilling bucket. But it was just that the outside temperature, it's hotter here than it is there. And so for us to just take care of the wine, we definitely had to make some alterations. But you can take it in and out of the bucket. It doesn't have to stay in there that whole time, but just that it stays cool and not allowing that wine to get 100 degrees temperature.
Right. Yeah, it'll spoil quickly with that. And you don't want that. We want to showcase a great product, and of course, Dr. Becker's name's on it, and he's not going to he's not going to showcase something that he doesn't agree with. So we want you to have great product as well. Great hearing and seeing from everybody. Had your Susan, I see you had yours in the fridge for about an hour, so
good.
That's nice to have it nice and chilled. And as you go back and taste through it, and of course, like as we taste through these wines, we don't want you to kind of just stick with the one. it's nice to always revisit and go back and taste the different similarities and differences and nuances of each individual varietal and what they have to share, because all of our wines are completely different and intricate in its own unique way. So it's funny, it's kind of smelling the smoke and kind of a little bit of the.
It's a good smelling oak. I think it's
It really is.
from the back, or for those that have been here and for those that haven't been here, the property is kind of a skinny strip here on Yinsky Lane, and actually all the properties here on Yinsky Lane are like that. And so when we have a place where we're getting the firewood when they're trimming the trees and whatnot, but they said this stemmed from like the 1800s when the settlers first got here. So let's just say, Bobby, that I'm here in this front strip and then you're in the back strip, and say if my house caught on fire, and people would build their houses at the back, like I would build it at the back of this property and Bobby would build at the front of his property, so we're in yelling distance before there were telephones. So hopefully if I said, Bobby, I've got a house fire, and he hears me, and hopefully he'll go, hey, I'm coming right over to help you. Cool. But it was an early way of communicating with your neighbors when you needed trouble. I mean, when you were in trouble and needing help. But I've asked, but I don't know why it's only on this particular Yinsky Lane like that. We're definitely in a community where there's a lot of German settlers, but it's just interesting to hear the stories from the different properties.
It's just so cool. It's so cool. So a little story behind the Russon. I know this is from Farmhouse Vineyards. So Nick and Katie Jane Seaton up in Meta, as we mentioned earlier. But kind of history. So I know Rue meaning the prefix meaning red, right?
Oh, that's right.
And
that's right.
When it's when it's ready to be harvested, kind of and develops, produces like a little bit of a red tint or brownish red tint on the skin itself. And it originates in the Rhone, central Rhone, or? That's
right. So you'll have it in the Rhone, in southern Rhone. And it's not unusual to have Roussanne, Marsanne, and even Viognier blended together. Or in our case, we do have a wine you'll find out in the marketplace out by retailers. That is the RBM, Roussanne, Viognier, Marsanne. And then we also have our wines separated. Like, so this Roussanne is just the Roussanne, and then the next wine coming up is just the Viognier.
Right.
Bobby and I think it's fun when you're also getting to taste all the wines separately in the tanks, just see how they're coming along and be able to kind of see the characteristics. But when something's already blended, it's kind of hard to sometimes determine what varietal is showing what fruit notes, and what spice notes and what herbal notes. So it is neat from our end at a winery being able to see these before these are put together.
Awesome. Yeah. No, it's always fun to be able to see something that's coming in the future and be like, you know what, guys. Sneak preview, exactly. And how excited that we are that something new is coming out for y'all. So it's really cool. We did have a mention about blue cheese. Would the blue cheese pair well with this? Because someone had mentioned there's a little bit of a pear characteristic that's kind of showcasing in here.
We've had, let's see, I think I've seen a couple of people do this where you take like a toasted baguette and then put a little blue cheese, or sometimes even taking the blue cheese and cutting it with another soft cheese. And make it look slightly spreadable, and then putting like a really ripe pear on it, and just tastes really good. And then you've got that bright acidity from the Roussanne, but then also because, like Bobby was mentioning, it has that similarity note of you have a pear here, pear note in the wine, but then you also have the pear that you're eating on. But yeah, really delicious. Lots of fun.
Definitely. So Sam, I'm looking up right now on if this is 100% Roussanne or not, just to kind of give you what's all in here. I've got kind of a little bit of the product notes here, but I see Gary kind of jumped ahead with some Tempranillo, but It's to be enjoyed together. So that's awesome.
Oh, wait. He said you're not supposed to tell on him. Oops.
Oh, well, nope. Sorry. That just slipped out. So,
Sorry, Gary.
so
You're still our friend, though.
you're
We're
still the
your
friend.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's fine.
no order, needed here. We're all good. We're doing this decently and in order, right? No, it's nice to enjoy these together and do that. So I believe, let's see. So got the gardenia. So yeah, let's see. We're looking at. Let's see. Yes, this is 100% Roussanne Farmhouse Vineyards, all the way. No residual sugar, less than a percent of residual sugar. Yeah, I mean, this. Yeah, just you talking about the baguette bread. I'm just gonna like go into that. It just sounds amazing.
And then we're kind of far from like a restaurant or even the grocery store.
Exactly.
Or even home, even from our refrigerators,
Right. And Nicole and I go opposite directions.
That's right. He goes west and I go east.
That's right. So I'm catching usually the sun in the eyes on the way home. Ooh, there
Our fire is talking to us.
It is. The fireside chat all the way around.
Live at Becker Vineyards.
Live, literally. And I do apologize if we end up raising our voices here and there, if our AC kicks on or whatnot. I mean, we're going to have to make sure that you hear us too, because we don't know if y'all hear it. But yeah, this Roussanne is beautiful. I remember when we released this in 2015, or the first vintage was 2015 Roussanne.
I think so.
And it was just, I had no grid for it whatsoever. Just the minerality that it expresses and showcases.
Oh, and that's right. In some years, it's more like the minerality is there, but in some years it stands out more, and then sometimes it's a little more subtle. That's right.
Right.
I forgot about that. And that's what I felt like set it apart from that kind of got your attention. Right. You're kind of going, whoa, minerality. Yeah. And then like this vintage, you pick up the minerality, but then you're also picking up more fruit notes, more acidity as well. Mm-hmm. But you're right. I forgot about that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's fun kind of, rethinking and having, because your palate retains memory as well. So, I mean,
like a photograph for your palate.
Exactly. Yeah. So when you taste different things and you kind of, go back to a memory of, thinking different things. And that's what wine does is bringing us together. It's so cool. It's so cool. Even when you smell things, it brings up another memory. So it's that basically muscle memory there. But it's fun to really kind of pick those nuances out and to, rethink on past vintages and what you can pick out of them. But yeah, I think this one, it's very subtle. The minerality just kind of sneaks up right on the finish. Almost like, you're gonna have to excuse me, but I remember growing up taking like Flintstone vitamins.
I had to take those too.
Right. So
one time I ate too many and it made me not feel good. I just did that one time.
Just that one time, you only do things once, I mean, you get over it. But that's kind of what it reminds me of, is that kind of that, that sneaks up right at the end, that almost that chalkiness almost, or but yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat. All right, so enough about that. We can, if y'all are ready, if y'all don't have any more to say about the Roussanne. Did you have any other notes about the Roussanne?
I don't think I have anything else to add.
Awesome. No. Well, we got our 2018 Viognier Reserve. Cheers, Nicole.
Cheers.
And swirl, sniff, and the Barney ones had more minerals. I like that. Cool. Well, I did not try those, so. Oh
no, I miss Barney too. It was just strictly the Flintstone family.
Right, exactly.
You might get Barney today, or Fred, or what was it, Bam Bam?
That's
or
right.
Pebbles.
Yeah.
Boy, that's taking a trip down memory
It,
lane.
it does totally. Oh my goodness. Well, yes, ma'am.
Well, the Viognier is always kind of like it's a fun wine, but it's also very special to us at Becker Vineyards. And this is one that Dr. Becker had first came across Chateau Gruyere from Condrieu in France. And he did get to visit the property in France. And when he decided he wanted to plant it at the winery, there were experts saying, no, you shouldn't plant it. No one knows what it is. You shouldn't do it. And so he was trying to glean knowledge like, was it elevation? Was it climate and whatnot? But when they just said, well, nobody knows what it is. No one knows how to say it. He decided he was going to do it anyway. And it's our #1 selling white wine here at Becker Vineyards. And he's the first to commercially produce it at Becker Vineyards. And then our Malbec was another wine that we were the first to commercially produce here in Texas. And but it's also kind of a chameleon because as you swirl it and taste it, your aromatics are definitely coming across very off dry. And then when you're tasting it, you're thinking, oh wow, that's actually drier than I was expecting. And it's also one that goes great if you're doing like pork loin. Sometimes pork is a hard meat to pair. Or if you're doing something on the saltier side, maybe it's like Asian cuisine, and then it kind of cuts through that salt. And then also if you're the ABC crowd, anything but Chardonnay, it's a different alternative too.
Yeah. So Dana asked about the smoke, if the smoke was kind of messing with the aroma. I don't think so, because the flue, it does amazing. It's great. So I'm not catching any.
I think when I turn this way and face it, I pick up on it. But I think because my nose is the French always say, stick your whole nose in the glass. And then now they mention about just doing short sniffs like a dog to not overwhelm your olfactory nerves. And but just the fact that the glass is kind of cupping it towards your nose, I think that's why I'm not picking it up from the fireplace.
Right.
But it is interesting though, on the fireplace note on wood, like where you got your wood from and how well it cured and how good it smells. And then sometimes you can have some bad smelling ones too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's not nice. Yeah, Gary, we thought this would be a great background to just kind of pop up. If you see me like kind of disappear, don't pay no attention to the anomalies that happen.
We might have to poke the fire a little bit every now and then.
Yes, yeah, kind of stoke it a little bit.
So far, it looks like it's going pretty good.
It's going great. Yeah, no, it's great. So yeah, our Viognier, really great. I mean, I know I've heard lots of stories about how, first planting it on the property. I think there's been 3 plantings of Viognier on the property.
There have. So Becker Vineyards first started their vineyard in 1992, and then for the Viognier portion, they actually planted in 1993. So our very first harvest of wine in general was 1995, but for the Viognier specifically 1996. And but we had planted it in our back vineyard, which is about roughly a mile behind us, where we also grow Cabernet Sauvignon and Merlot and some more other varietals too. And it was also a little bit susceptible to Pierce's disease too. And at first we weren't sure if it was the varietal or if it was a position in the vineyard, but we think it had to do with the positioning in the vineyard because it was closer to that outside, closer to the fence, closer to the fence, where on the other side of the fence you have other crops, non-grapevines.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So most of our Viognier is now sourced from the high plains.
That's right.
So Viognier, or from Farmhouse, from Jet Wilmoth, a little bit from Bingham as well, I believe.
And we've gotten some from the Ready.
From Reddy's.
And different years it's blended differently. Sometimes we might have, maybe it's all four locations blended
Mhm.
together. Maybe it's two. It just kind of it varies season to season. And Dr. Becker, he feels like he wants the fruit to speak for itself. So he doesn't want to have a cookie cutter recipe. So each year he's going to retry everything, try some different blends or not blend at all. But I think that's what makes it exciting. We have different things to look forward to each year.
Right.
And but some of the examples of things you can run across, maybe you got hailed out, maybe you had a late freeze, maybe you had drought. There's just different circumstances that can take place in anybody's vineyard.
So what are you getting off on the flavor profile, the nose, all that fun stuff?
I guess for the nose, always pick up kind of like a nectar-like quality about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as flavor, I think there's a little bit of like a Honeycrisp apple. I do think there's like some peaches. There's also some white, like orange blossoms, like white flowers, like an orange flower. Very, very light, but just very fragrant. Maybe a little bit of cinnamon on the finish. But when I say cinnamon, I mean very subtle, just enough where you just kind of go, ooh, what was that?
Mm-hmm. Like a little spice.
That's right. And then I think this was a third in oak and then the remaining part in stainless steel. So it has a light oak influence just to kind of give out some more mouthfeel, round it out. And then the remaining part in the stainless steel. So it's a very crisp, clean white wine.
Yeah, it's really nice. I mean, very fruit driven. So
you're right.
It is just wonderful. I mean, I get the honeysuckle kind of honeycomb, little bit of the vanilla, almost like a vanilla bean, kind of showcase in there. But the palate, I mean, you get the apricots. I get like a white peach apricot, a little bit of that melon, that honeydew melon.
Oh, that's right.
Talking
It does
about
have
that.
a lot of honeydew melon, like a fresh one, because I'd always had them in stores and I thought, okay, it tastes great.
Mm-hmm.
But then one summer I had grown my own honeydew melon and I didn't know how to pick it because I was used to growing cantaloupe.
Right.
And you pick up the cantaloupe and you can smell it. But on the honeydew, I didn't know what to do with it. So I thought, well, I'll just watch and wait. And then one day it snapped off. So I picked it up, snapped off the vine.
Yeah.
So I took it to my house, cut into it, and then I bit into it. Then I'm like, oh, this is why it's called a honeydew, because then you could pick up the honey. But typically on the stores, well, they're having to ship things not as ripe, so it's not damaged before it gets to the store. But when you're growing it yourself, it was like, okay, there's some other characteristics I'd been missing out on. But you're right, this is honeydew melon in a glass.
Yeah, right. It's right here. Cheers. So Anne, I saw that the blend on this. So this is primarily, it's about, I believe what I'm reading here is about 95% Viognier, mostly coming from farmhouse vineyards. So we've got farmhouse vineyards. We got Jet Wilmoth from Diamante Doble Vineyards in Tokyo, Texas. Yes.
Tokyo with an I.
With an I, not a Y. Always love joking with people. They don't serve sushi there. Even if they did, probably wouldn't want to being up near Lubbock, so not so fresh. Let's see. And then Bingham Family Vineyards as well. And that's 95% of Viognier. Now there's 5% Roussanne that's right in there, kind of add a little bit of that minerality that just kind of get on the finish. But that's from farmhouse and Bingham, so it could be like 2.5% of each, or just a little bit. So possibly for like topping or whatnot. But yeah, this is amazing wine. I'm always excited to see a new vintage of Viognier every year to see what it's going to showcase and what flavor profiles and whatnot.
And they've been different. I mean, you'll be able to taste that it is a Viognier, but you're right. Different years, different fruit components stand out more. Maybe it's maybe it's the floral, maybe it's the fruit notes, maybe it's the minerality. Yeah, that's true. Well, Gary doesn't think that we have a real fire here.
Well, I
He
think
thinks that we have a video.
well.
But see, Gary, I'm poking the fire.
Yeah. There, look at that. Look at that.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! It's like magic, and it's pretty warm back here too.
Oh, that's right. We're toasty on the other side.
We are toasty. Yeah.
Not
just
from the
wine. Yeah. Right. So do you think you're getting a little coriander out of this as well? Like almost like a.
Oh yeah. I think so. I think you're right. And like, do you remember when Chef Gino, he was toasting some in a pan when he was getting ready to do some cooking spices? I'm trying to remember which dish we were working with, but he was just kind of doing a little warming in the pan, and it kind of brought out those aromatics. Yeah, that's right.
So Dana, you're awesome. You're on it. That's awesome. And I believe that this Viognier is probably got a little bit bigger body to it than previous vintages. And
I agree.
It's just got a little bit more substance to it, which is really cool. It's really fun. It's cool. How it lingers, how it stays along with you. It just kind of, goes through like the front of the palate all the way back. And
it does have a good long finish. You do run across wines from time to time where it has an abrupt finish, and which is not what you want it to do.
Right.
And these are some of the things that when the Beckers are sitting down working through the blendings with the winemaker is when you're deciding to blend. And sometimes blending isn't about varietals. Sometimes you might be blending the same varietal. So maybe when you're working with 3 Viogniers, but like Bobby is mentioning, like you want to be able to taste what's in the front, what's in the mid palate, how it finishes. And then also when we're doing these tastings, we taste it and it's immediate to think how we like it, but then we're also tasting for the general public too, thinking, okay, are people going to enjoy what we're enjoying? Are they going to react the same way we're reacting? So, so there's a lot of thought that goes into it.
Yeah. No, exactly. 100%. So there's nothing left on the Viognier. We'll go ahead and transition into the Tempranillo. Cheers, Nicole.
Cheers.
It's nice being next to somebody and not talking to like.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Because we're usually doing the Hollywood squares, like we're pointing above someone or beside someone. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And then Nicole could be over here at the barrel shade, and then I could be in my office, and I'm like, I know where you're at. Like, so this is cool that we can actually have this interaction. So, all right, guys, on to some Tempranillo.
So we're catching up with Gary, right?
We're catching up with Gary, yeah.
Gary got a head start.
That's right. So, Gary, let us know what you think.
This one, I poured it in the glass about, I guess it's been about 30 minutes, so it's kind of opened up a little bit.
Right.
Or opened up nicely, I should say. It's like I pick up some vanilla notes.
Right. Sorry, guys, I'm getting on the phone so I can go to the next wine for y'all. Have any questions about our Tempranillo?
I think there's some more cooking spices, like almost like a little bit of it doesn't taste like brown sugar, but like a brown sugar aroma.
Right.
Chinese five spice. Yeah, that's what it smells like. And I know some of these descriptions might seem weird, but really wine descriptions have started when you're trying to describe something to someone, So how does this taste? How does this smell? So you're like, well, it smells like, so that's where all these come from. But I know for those that might be starting out, it all sounds strange and foreign, but it's really about sharing your experience with someone who hasn't got to have something yet. But of course, it's the most fun when you get to taste it and then talk it over, what you're actually tasting.
Oh, exactly. Because what this is going to do in the end is these all these flavor profiles and what that we're picking up. I mean, it's going to kind of transition into the dishes like John always says. So we'll talk about favorite pairings with these wines, and And I mean, we were already talking about with food and stuff, so I'm, we're
It's bad when you're hungry at the winery and you're not close to any food.
right. No, exactly. Might have to get in the kitchen and whip something up.
See if Chef Michael is still there.
Yeah.
And Chef Sean.
Right, exactly. Let's see.
And Tempranillo is kind of has a kind of fun little story of the name comes from the Spanish word temprano, early, and this is usually an early bud breaking red grape varietal. So they call it little early bud breaking varietal. So Tempranillo.
So usually harvested a little earlier than other
That's
red
right.
varietals.
That's right. And I think what I also think is fun about a Tempranillo, it's kind of like a nice medium-bodied red. If you're with a group of people and you're opening up a bottle of wine and you're not quite sure where someone is in their, do they like light-bodied wines? Do they like heavy-bodied? Do they like off-dry? And it's kind of a nice middle ground. And even one that you can use, I mean, you can have it definitely with a meal, but then also having it as a reception wine too. Maybe it's not unusual here that we see people that want to start off on a red and not want to have a white wine as a reception wine, or even a rosé. There's that too. But a nice, just kind of middle of the road kind of wine, very flexible, very food friendly. I mean, you could still have it with pork dishes if you want, game birds, of course, by itself, with the different cheeses and so forth. Dana mentioned it, reminder a little bit of like a Pinot Noir like. That could be too. And then what's interesting about Pinot Noir is just some are very, very light. And then there can be some that are a little fuller. I mean, not bigger than a Cabernet Sauvignon,
Right.
but it is interesting to see and taste wines, like what their elevations are like, what their climates are like, and how that changes things.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely getting the spices on the nose. I was picking up that Chinese spice, but getting a little bit of white pepper too, like almost.
Oh, that's right. I would agree with that.
Like a black pepper, but that white pepper.
And then when I first was, I was used to the Spanish Tempranillos where they have that kind of that dusty characteristic.
Yeah.
So it took me a while to kind of get used to the Texas ones and be able to pinpoint some of the descriptors. So definitely in Texas, you don't pick up that dusty characteristic, but you pick up more of the fruit. And sometimes it's a little bit jammy, which is delicious. But it's been fun. Also getting that balance of earthiness and then of course fruit forwardness. So some years you might have dried fruit. Sometimes it might come across very fruit forward, fresh fruit. But that's another thing to look forward to too, whether something comes across dried, concentrated, and whatnot.
Right. Yeah, this one I would have to say is also fruit forward. A little bit more fruit driven.
What is it, like Bing cherry? It's got a little bit of a tartness, not overpowering and not unattractive.
Right. Almost like the skin of the cherry, like when you bite into a cherry, or even like a plum,
like a Santa Rosa plum.
Right.
Yeah.
So getting a little bit of that plum characteristic in there that kind of showcases actually like the skin and when you bite into it, but then also the flesh part of it, or the fruit, kind of get that plum note. Getting almost like a little fig that showcases right at the finish.
Oh, kind of like Chef Michael has this. I think he calls it a fig spread, or some people might say like a fig jam.
Right.
But it's really, really good, and he cooks it down, and it's very concentrated. And it's fun to have like on some of your, maybe some of your sharper cheeses. Maybe like on a brie, or even like on a Asiago or something like that. Some people also like to do honeys. Honeys on like a Roquefort. It kind of softens that bite a little bit.
Oh yeah. Wow. So I know that we get this from we are getting the Tempranillo from Farmhouse, and then we're also getting, so 70% of this is actually from Farmhouse. The other 30% is from True Talent. So
it's a little bit of that high plains and or partly from the Texas high plains, and then also Texas Hill Country. Nice combination, great combination.
Oh, amazing combination. Yeah. So we love to showcase the best that Texas has to provide, even with this fire back there. It was a little warm today, so to have a fire going on right now,
it's a little chilly in this room.
It is,
but it's for the wine. It's for the wine. We make sacrifices for the wine.
Yeah, you're right. Exactly. Totally. Oh, this is awesome. This is very cool. Kind of a story that I heard that we were probably the last winery to showcase Tempranillo in Texas, because I know that everybody else was, doing Tempranillo, but we strictly are Rhone and Bordeaux. And
I think that would be about right.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, we just want to produce the best wine that we possibly can. So to introduce a new grape varietal into the Becker wine program, we want to showcase something that's a step above.
That's right. That's right.
So, yeah.
And, the Beckers look at it that you want to have a great wine that you're sharing with your friends, your family, and you want to be excited about it. And definitely don't want to have a wine that no one likes. But yeah, so you're going to be friends and family, great meals and whatnot.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think it's come to that time. I think we're going to talk about some food with the wines. Kind of been thinking about a few here and there. So, Nicole?
Let's see. With the Roussanne, I guess I'm thinking maybe like scallops, and maybe sometimes I get stuck on the Tony Chachere seasoning, and maybe a little butter, sauteing that, and then doing you can do spaghetti or spaghetti squash with that.
Oh yes, yeah.
Or if you want to change it up a little more, even with a little bit of pesto, having the shrimp with the pesto. The Viognier, our chef Michael makes amazing. It's a pork loin that he has a special rub that he puts on it, and then puts it on the grill and he smokes it. It's kind of a secret rub.
Yeah.
That's really delicious. Peppered pork loin is great.
Right.
Trying to think of another one. There's also a Thai restaurant towards Johnson City, and they've got this. It's a green curry sauce that they do with shrimp. That's also kind of fun, and that would go with the Russon, but it'd also go very well with the Viognier because it's got some heat to it. So the Viognier is always a little bit fruity, but this one is maybe a little more fruitier than some of our previous ones. So that fruitiness offsets the heat. So that green curry I think would be great. With the Tempranillo, my mom said she was going to make a roast and invited me over for roast tonight, and her roast is always phenomenal. She does slow cooking it in the oven, but she also has caramelized. The onions will caramelize. There's also potatoes. She does carrots, roasted carrots, and that's really delicious.
Oh wow.
Trying to think what else. Granted, you can still do your steaks. I think it was also fun when I was in Spain and having a glass of Tempranillo and then having your manchego, sheep's cheese, and then also the sausage that they have there.
Their chorizo?
That's right, the Spanish style chorizo. And it was, it was just kind of something simple, but just kind of hit the spot. But I think those are some of the things I'm thinking of, while I'm sitting here, sampling the wine.
That sounds amazing. You can't beat that experience. Tempranillo in Spain, origin, learning, going to the sommelier like class and getting the level 1 sommelier, one thing that they taught us, which is really cool, is what grows together goes together.
Oh, that's right.
So
That's right.
you think about where these wines originate and the grapes originate and where they were produced and all that stuff. I mean, just think about what's in that area. And it's phenomenal. Like thinking about, they actually go well together.
And then even like the hams. So you go in the market and there's, so with the Spanish, they want it, when you see a product, they want you to know it is the real product. So like, for instance, the ham, like a Serrano ham, you're in the marketplace, you'll see it hanging by its leg, but the hide is still on part of the leg. And you can see by the color of the hair on the hide,
Mm-hmm.
what pig it's from. So there's no disguising it. It's the real deal. It's authentic, authentico.
Mm-hmm.
There's another, actually they'll have like, I think at this one market, there were 3 different types of pigs and there were 3 different hams. But again, I think at this one, they would like, if you wanted to do a quick sample, just to decide which one you wanted, they would give you a little sample, but then you, of course, have your
Right.
slices by the pound. But that was neat too, because they want to make sure that you're getting the real product, again, that it's authentic from that region.
That's amazing.
So pretty cool.
That is so cool. So we had, talking about the chorizo, my wife being Hispanic, she only knows the chorizo, the Mexican chorizo that she got to pull the casing off and cook it.
Oh, yeah.
And so she's not been introduced to the dried chorizo from Spain, which I can actually like completely with this Tempranillo imagine. That is just, it just sounds so cool.
Especially with all that Spanish, like slightly spicy paprika, or I think when you're there, they call it paprika, or lots of places in Europe will call it paprika. But yeah, like your paprika, yeah, it makes a big difference color-wise and then flavor-wise. There's also a Mexican style chorizo that's in West Texas. I can't remember if it's in Valentine, and they grind theirs up really fine, and that one's fun to have like on scrambled eggs. Actually, I mean, I guess if you weren't going to work and you had your day off, or like a Sunday brunch, you could do the scrambled eggs with that chorizo, and oh man, that would be delicious. Having it with the Tempranillo. It's a little bit spicy, so I would say maybe if you had a slightly off dry sparkling wine, or
the Viognier,
or Prosecco, it would go
yeah.
really well with that. But it just, one of my friends from San Antonio had some, and it was just delicious, really delicious. Great flavor.
Yeah. So, I mean, with this, I mean, the Tempranillo, I can imagine, like, because I know not everybody does like a traditional like Christmas.
Oh, that's right.
Like dinners. I always grew up doing like chili and tamales.
Oh, that's delicious.
And just enchiladas, all that kind of stuff. So I think Viognier, Russon, Tempranillo would go amazing with any of those.
I think you're right.
Also with that what was it? The Russon. My wife does an amazing kind of little bit of a olive oil pasta with mussels and shrimp. Man. I think that would go great with the Russon. That would be good.
Or what's that Italian dish? It's called something carbone. I can't think of the...
Carbonara? Not a carbonara.
Is it carbonara, where it has a little bit of the bacon in it, and I'm trying to think of the cheese. That one's pretty tasty. I'm sorry, folks, that I'm drawing a blank on that one.
I know what you're talking about. It's just it's not there. But yeah. No,
and it's another dish that's simple. It's not not hard to put together. You do a little pan sauteing, and then you're adding the other ingredients, but we're not talking a lot of ingredients. It might be like 3 or 5, something like that.
Yeah.
But delicious.
Yeah.
But delicious.
Even like a cacio e pepe. So like just a pasta with the pepper and all that, and just a really easy dish with the Viognier and the Russon would just be phenomenal. So these wines tonight that we put together, these are part of gift packs that we've sent out on our website. So they're kind of in different gift packs, so they're not all together, and kind of spread them out a little bit. This next week, we're looking at week 89. I mean, come on, 89. We're almost there, like end of the year, almost at 100. I mean, we're getting close.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's very cool.
And really excited. Spaghetti carbonara. There you go. Thank you, Dana.
Thank you. I was grasping at straws. I'm like,
yes.
I've had it, and it's fabulous.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you. So back to this. So yeah. On the website, we're doing different gift packs, all that stuff. So showcasing, what are great, great prices and all that stuff with the gift packs for Christmas coming up. Next week is a little bit part of that as well, with one new wine that we're going to be showcasing. So we're doing the 2017 Canada Family Cab, which is showcasing really nice right now. The 18 Wilmeth, which I'm just in love with the Wilmeth Family Cab, but the Canada's like right there.
That's true.
And then the new 2017 Semillon.
Oh yeah.
So gonna be
something we haven't done before. I mean, we've not done it by itself. So usually for the Semillon, we're blending it with the Sauvignon Blanc, which adds a little more. It adds a little more of a fruitiness to the wine. So not unlike, and I realize everybody makes their margaritas differently, but say if you're adding triple sec to tequila to your margarita, the triple sec adds a little bit of a fruitiness to it, kind of offsets a little bit of that bite. But again, I realize everybody makes theirs differently, but that would be kind of an example on the wine wise. But yeah, we've never made a Semillon by itself.
Yeah, and this is strictly a wine club member wine, because we produced like only 200 cases of it.
Very limited.
Very limited. So, you guys, our Facebook family and friends, I thought that it'd be nice to showcase this with y'all, as the wine club director, to release that a part of this pack. If you want to, purchase this, contact us, let me know. But we've got maybe about 160 cases left, possibly, after wine club shipping and all that stuff, after wine club pickups and all that, which, I see Gary's probably going to come here on this Sunday for the pickup party, which I'm really looking forward to.
I hope he brings some of that barbecue Korean cross-cut ribs.
Yeah, which Charles, was mentioned. Oh, with pad thai noodles.
I'm sorry, it was Charles, and not Gary.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, Charles. Yeah, we're coming to your house, buddy.
But that's cool that Gary's coming on Sunday. Very awesome. Very awesome.
No, that's so cool. So great to hear this. Great to share this with you guys. Please, by all means, if you have any questions, comments, we're here for y'all. Thank y'all again for stopping in with us. Looking forward to sharing wines with y'all again next week. And once again, to great health, great wine, great family.
Definitely.
And friends.
Stay safe, y'all.
Please
Stay
do.
safe.
We appreciate y'all coming and spending this time with us, and we'll look forward to seeing y'all next week again.
Salud.
Salud. Thanks, guys.